In this video, we're going to talk about utilizing a motif border for your applique. And again, this is very similar to the previous videos. It's just we're changing the border that we're going to use. So like in the video we just did on the zigzag border, I'm not going to go and digitize a run stitch around the edge to create the placement. Instead, I'm going to use a piece of artwork that I already have that's in the exact shape, and I'll convert it to a run stitch. Now, if you need to see how that outline is made, you can watch the previous videos, the first two on the satin border and the raw edge. So I'm going to grab this piece of artwork here, and I'm just going to, in the software, convert it to a running stitch. Now what I have is I have a placement stitch that is going to just be a single run. And now what I need is I need a tack down stitch. So if I'm going to be cutting the fabric myself after the fact, I can just copy it and paste it so that I have a duplicate, and then I can change the color of it. So now what I have is a placement stitch followed by a tack down stitch. So after the placement stitch, which is this orange, the machine will stop. You'll lay the fabric down, and then you'll start the machine again, and it will do a placement. Now, as I've shown you in the previous videos, I like to use a double run for my tack down, because I want to make sure it grabs the fabric nice, and so that when I go to cut the fabric around the edge, which is the next step after you tack it down, you cut around the edge, that double run will really hold it in place well. So I'll cut around the edge, and then I will do my border stitch. And in this case, we're going to do a motif border. So all I need to do is select this tack down stitch. I need to copy it and paste it. I'm going to change the color to purple. And you can see that right now it's just a run stitch, but with most software programs, you can take a run stitch and you can turn it into a motif. So in the software, I can either come down here and click this run motif and it will convert it, or I can come up into my properties box where it says type of run stitch, and I can change that to a motif and hit apply. And this is just showing you the basic motif, the very first one that was pre-selected. I can change it to whatever I want it to be inside the software. So I could come in here and let's just say I choose this one right here and hit apply. Now it's going to apply that stitch around the edge. Like I said, with most programs, there's a lot of different options that you can choose from, and you can change the size of that pattern as well. So it's really, the size of the pattern depends on the size of the applique, because you can see that the bigger I go, the less detail there is. So if I go back down to 4, you'll see what I'm talking about right here in this area. I'll hit apply, and I'm going to get a little bit cleaner of an edge. And so if I do a slow redraw now, if I hit play here, it's going to do a placement stitch. Then the machine is going, you're going to put the fabric down over the top of it, and you're going to then start the second color, which is your tack down. And this one did a double run. And when it's done, you would cut the fabric around the edge and get it as close to the edge as you can. And then you would start the third color. And on this case, it's going to be a motif border. And it's a lot of fun to work with different ways of doing applique. Like I said, you're going to get this design that's going to utilize a motif border. It's one of the free designs, and it just allows you to practice and see what you can do with it. Now, before I go on any further, like to the next video, I'm going to show you that, like, if you have Floriani software, one of the really cool things that you can do is that you can do multiple motifs. After you check this box, you just come over here. I have 216 selected right there, but if I come over here, you can see that have one already there. Let me remove it. But I can come in here and choose like this 216, add it, and then I can come in and add maybe something a little bit different that will kind of work with it, like this 245, and hit add. And then let me go ahead and hit OK. And then I'll hit apply. And so what this is doing is it's now varying it where every other one is a different motif. So you can play around with that. There's a lot of settings you can do with it, but that's just something that you can do. You can vary it, and some will work better with others, but you can get some pretty cool effects. So creating a motif border as an edge to an applique or a border to an applique, it can be a lot of fun. You can get some pretty decorative looks from your applique designs, and it's very simple to do. In the next video, we're going to go one step further here. We're going to take it to the next level. We're going to do something that is a lot more decorative with the applique, and it's just as easy to do. It's not difficult, and so I'll see you in that next video.